Hope you're having a great day. If anyone's here, let me know. If anyone's not here, let me know. We're attempting to stream from a cottage that was built in the 1800s. Maybe it'll succeed, maybe it won't. We'll see. Hopefully some of you will trickle in. We're talking about relaxation today, which I have not done at all since I've been here. Also, this is going to be the last episode of A Little Coffee until July 12th, 13th, something like that, whatever that Monday is, because I need to be outside playing with my kids. We will run reruns, though. We'll find some great episodes for you. We've only made, 200 of these. I'm sitting in this old rickety chair. It feels like it's going to collapse underneath me. But yeah, relaxation. Relaxation is an interesting concept because I am bad at it. Not just kind of bad, very bad. Getting a haircut today, thank goodness. We have our quarantine hair going on. It's interesting. Like, what even cultivates relaxation? And I think, what cultivates relaxation is not having to worry about nonsense. I think. Because if you don't have to worry about nonsense, that will allow you to focus on things that you enjoy. For example, I would love nothing more than to just come out to this cabin, play with the kids outside all day, read books all night, and go to bed. Instead, I've done almost none of that. I've been untangling fishing line to catch fish that we did not catch. I've been trying to figure out why this place is so hot because there's no air conditioner. And trying to figure out how to work the kitchen, etc., etc. How did we do yesterday? We got crushed at online poker yesterday. We lost every big flip. We did take, 12th place in a $600 tournament, something like that. So that was something. I think we lost like 6K on the day, 7K on the day, something like that. Played a random small field tough $2,500 tournament because we need to burn up those $2,500 seats we won. Oh man, I bubbled a satellite yesterday. That was a bummer. It was a $2,500 satellite. I played one. They gave away 2 seats. We got 3-handed. I had only 10 big blinds, and the other guys had 20, which is not really where you want to be. You're really going to have to win a hand. And small blind jammed. He was jamming very frequently. Maybe it was more like he had 30. Other guy had 25, and I had like 10 to 12. So it was a pretty bad spot for me to be in. So anyway, he jammed small blind. I called it off with the ace-10 suited, which I looked it up. It's fine. And he had pocket sixes, and I lost the flip. So if I win the flip, at least we're in the race. But like that's a scenario where you just have to make something happen. And I did not get an opportunity to make it happen. So that was a bit of a bummer. How's the vacation going? Bad? Is bad acceptable to say? It's been very stressful. This is our first long trip away with the kids, and obviously we should have just gone to some resort. That would have made life very, very easy because you don't have to worry about the nonsense. But so far it's been nothing but nonsense. We had to get groceries. We had to go find a Walmart to buy random stuff. We had to buy box fans because it's super hot in here. Really, it's just this whole trip so far has been dealing with nonsense, and I hate dealing with nonsense. Craig said you bought Poker Coaching Premium yesterday. Thanks. Well, you're very welcome. Yeah, I think it's very important in order to cultivate a relaxing environment is to make sure you don't have to deal with stuff. And to be fair, maybe we've dealt with the stuff already and we get to move on. I'm not sure. But it's been frustrating so far. Also, the kids are not sleeping well. Because of the heat in the upstairs rooms, the kids could not sleep here because it is so hot. I'm telling you, it's like 90 degrees at night. And that's resulted in us not using these rooms. Like, I'm okay sitting in the sauna. The kids are not okay sleeping in the sauna. Like, they were screaming their heads off all night. So we had to move them downstairs to the basement, which is much cooler. But the problem is that there's only one bedroom in the basement. So now we are basically sleeping in the same room as the kids. Kids wake up at 5 a.m., start waking up. We have to get them to go back to bed, etc., 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 etc. It's not what I thought I was signing up for, but it is what I signed up for. And, whenever you sign up for something, you can't be too disappointed in whatever results you get. Do you have air conditioning? Obviously not. If we had air conditioning, it wouldn't be a problem. What if I go out of business within 3 years? I'm not going to go out of business within 3 years, I promise. You appreciate the honesty. First camping vacation with your baby nephew was an ordeal, indeed. Are we camping? No, we're in a house, an old house. Should you be concerned if you go on 20 tournaments without cashing at all? No. You shouldn't. That happens. All right. So today let's talk about relaxing. Some people are great at relaxing. I'm not really talking to them today. Other people are terrible at relaxing. I am personally pretty bad at it. I think it's very important, not just a little important, but very important, to make sure that you find ways to get disconnected away from the things that really just take your attention away from the present. You know, it may sound a little bit, I don't know, spiritual. Is that the right word? Not trying to be spiritual at all. But it takes anything that takes away your attention from just like enjoying yourself and not thinking about everything else is very important. So things you can do are like read a book, right? A lot of people, kind of like me, don't read a whole lot of books because, well, why, I guess is the answer. I mean, look, I love books. I love reading. I have lots of books. You all know that. But since I've had my kids, for example, I've not been reading books nearly as often as I wanted to. I brought 2 books out here. With any luck, I will be able to get through them. But see, like that's the mindset that you don't want to necessarily have. The idea that you just want to get through something. You want to have the mindset of I want to savor something and enjoy something and not just be wrapped up in the idea of, okay, do this, get it done, move forward. But it's easy to get in that mindset if you have a lot to do. And like I personally have a problem where I hoard information. I was looking at the books I have to read, my to-read books at home. I was trying to find something to take out here, and I have like 15 books to read. And you know each book is going to take a week or more. That's literally 16 weeks, 15 weeks, maybe a year if I am actually kind of dedicated to the reading. And that's a lot. That starts to become overwhelming at some point. I know a lot of people do this with podcasts. I do this with podcasts to some extent. I have a lot of podcasts that I want to listen to. And to be fair, it was easy to get through them back in the day because I would just like take an airplane flight for 8 hours and knock out a ton of them. You guys hear my kids screaming outside? We have to deal with screaming kids as well. It's important to not become overwhelmed with your situation and realize that you really don't have to do a whole lot in reality. We have to do our jobs. We have to take care of whatever responsibilities we have, but a lot of the things that we decide that we quote-unquote have to do or need to do, we don't actually have to do. They're voluntary. Much of what I do is voluntary. And I get it in my mind that these things are mandatory. Which books did I bring? I brought a book called The High Growth Handbook, which is basically a guy's blog, a venture capitalist blog. And then I brought Maria Konikova's book, The Biggest Bluff. So that's what I brought. Is the Father's Day discount still live? I don't know. Go to pokercoachings.com/Father's Day. pokercoaching.com/Father's Day. Maybe it's there, maybe it's not. Let me see. Is there a link down there? Oh yeah, here it is. pokercoaching.com/Father's Day. See it right there? Go to that URL. Maybe it's live, maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm out here in the middle of the woods. You finished first place in a tournament on Friday. Congrats. You took the weekend off after playing. You had 5 down days in a row. Well, if you're playing tournaments, you're going to have down days very, very frequently. Don't be worried about that. If you're playing cash games, you have 5 down days in a row. That's, something. But I wouldn't worry about it too much. 5 days is really just not a lot. People go through productivity cycles. Sometimes you can go a long period and not need to relax. Might as well get the most out of the heightened productivity state. So the thing is I am in that heightened state almost all the time. Like right now, I'm in the process of making this tournament masterclass, and I just want to finish it. I'm ready to finish it, but I'm delayed. I'm waiting on 2 people to some extent. But I have some stuff I can do too, so it's not like I'm totally waiting on them. But in my mind, I want to get things done ASAP while they are still very, very high quality. And the thing is, as you start doing things that are higher and higher and higher and higher quality, inevitably it takes more time, right? I'm the opposite of a procrastinator, which inevitably makes it very, very difficult to relax, right? Because if something needs to get done, I don't put it off till later. I just do it. When's the tournament class coming out? Whenever it's done. You have to understand. I think the PowerPoint's going to be being, I don't know, 1,200 slides long, something like that. Total length, maybe 40 hours, 50 hours. Plus quizzes, obviously. Loads and loads of quizzes. It's going to be a big course. It'll teach you how to play tournaments. It's not going to be for everyone. It's become very, very clear. It's not going to be for everyone. Because everyone doesn't actually care about studying and getting good at poker. Most people want a 2-hour crash course, which is clear by if you look at a lot of the content a lot of other people make. They give you a 2-hour to 6-hour crash course and say, have at it. We're not going to give you a crash course. We're going to actually tell you how to do it. Which, to be fair, we've done that, you know. But this is going to be more streamlined to some extent, to where we are very, very sure that you will know how to do everything by the time you're done. But that inevitably takes loads and loads of time. Like my cash game course, right? To some extent, I was modeling it after the other popular courses out there. It's about 6 to 8 hours long after taking the quizzes, which is longer than most of the other cash game courses out there. But we could have done it better and built it out significantly more, which we will go back and do. Because I think that is how you really just let people learn to the best of their ability. Maybe consider doing 100% of hands as a quiz. No, we're not going to do that. Who's the tournament masterclass available to? No one right now. It's not available yet. It's not made. Matt Affleck has a good class on creating a study schedule. Yeah, you definitely want a study schedule. All of you enjoyed the cash game course. Yeah, cash game course was great. Better than basically any other cash game course on the market. But it could be better. Everything could be better. And I'm learning, along with all of you, how to do better. I am learning how to learn and how to present learning materials. Much of what I study now is how to build a good business, how to teach people effectively, right? Because I know poker very well, for the most part. And to be fair, I study poker a lot still, too. But I also realize that there are things that I'm certainly not a pro at, like teaching people. But I do my best. You'll buy the tournament course. Well, if you're a Poker Coaching Premium member, it'll definitely be part of that. So you don't have to buy it, just have to be a Poker Coaching Premium member. Reason we don't do things like this, 100% of hands in a quiz, is because first off, that'd be what? 400 hands, 350 hands, 300 hands. That's about how long most tournaments last if you make any sort of deep run. And 80% of those are easy folds. So we could certainly do a 50-hand history quiz. But, I mean, that's kind of what we do already, to some extent. I mean, that's what I do. I go through and I write down all the key hands from a tournament, and then I make quizzes on them. So we kind of already do that. Obviously, I think you're saying you'd like to see the pre-flop decisions. And I get that the pre-flop decisions are relevant. You can watch the stream, for example, to see that. So check that out. What does some random word mean? I do not know. I do not know. 30-day challenge, improve your game a lot. Good, I'm glad to hear it. Why are you out in the woods? Because my wife thought it would be a good idea. I wouldn't have came out here if it wasn't my wife's decision. She wanted... So people in New York City have nostalgia, I think, for going to stay with their grandparents or going to stay at a summer house or something. My wife used to go stay at her grandmother's, I guess, a bungalow, like a small little house, when she was a kid, and she wanted our kids to have an experience like that. Now, we're in an unfamiliar place, we don't know where anything is, have to drive 20 minutes to the grocery store, and has not been great so far. You hear my kids screaming right now? Hasn't been great so far. This place is 3 stories tall. It's not a giant place, but it's 3 stories tall, and they don't really have any protection over the stairs. Thomas has already fell down the stairs one time. James basically did once. So it's like, this is like a bunch of inconveniences, really. Just a lot of inconveniences. Your wife is outdoorsy. You are not. It has nothing to do with being outdoorsy. It has to do with convenience and not having to deal with nonsense. And so far, it's going to sound bad. I mean, look, it sounds very bad. It sounds bad. But this has been a lot of nonsense so far. I'm not a fan of nonsense. I'm not going to drink any coffee while I'm out here. So far, we've got none. I don't even have any in the house, so we're not gonna have any coffee. Don't even know where the coffee shop is. So, that's something we're going to get off of. We're going to get off the alcohol as well. So we're going to ideally do 3 weeks, no coffee, no alcohol, no tea, none of that. Just straight water. Water and food. I figure if I can do that, at least this will be a marginally productive trip. You have to get out and enjoy nature. You'll get better. Yes, we've been outside. Bollywood says, have you done a stream handling the last 2 to 3 stages of a tournament? I have no clue what a stage is. The pace picks up dramatically and you seem to get lost. So look, people get in their mind, all right, I'm in this stage or this stage. Like, there are no stages in tournaments. Hate to break it to you. You're just always playing your effective stack size. Well, you're playing the effective stack size against your opponents. That is what you are doing. And I think a lot of people, they try to oversimplify things, or they try to overly complicate things. And a lot of people think, all right, this is the beginning level stage. In this stage, I do blank and blank and blank. Then in the next stage, you say, when you get down to 50 big blinds, you think, okay, I'm in the middle levels. I'm going to do blank and blank and blank. And I don't really think like that. I'm always trying to figure out what I can do to take advantage of the current situation, whatever it is. Sometimes you'll be in the late stage and have a lot of chips. Sometimes you won't. Sometimes you're playing a long 5-day tournament and you get to the final table with 80 big blinds. Sometimes you get to a final table online with 8 big blinds. It's a different game. You can't think, all right, I'm at the final table, so at the final table I always do blank, right? So anyway, I would tell you not to think about that type of thing. But it sounds like you don't know what to do when you get shallow stacked, and you need to study shallow stack poker. We have lots of content on that at pokercoaching.com. I look super relaxed. I'm not relaxed. I'm very stressed. Out of my comfort zone. I'm not really out of my comfort zone. I think my comfort zone is quite broad. I mean, I woke up this morning and took James fishing, at the river down right outside the back door. So, I mean, it's like we're not outside of our comfort zone. I'm perfectly well versed in outdoor things. But it's just a lot of little things. A lot of little things that are problems. Is she enjoying this at least? No, my wife's not enjoying this at all. This has been very, very bad for her. Worse for her than me, probably. What heads-up display stats do you use? Oh, check out pokercoaching.com. There, if you send us an email, support@pokercoaching.com, we'll send it to you. We didn't catch any fish. I'm not sure how to catch the fish. I went to Walmart to try to buy a fishing pole yesterday. And the Super Walmart here, had literally no fishing poles besides $3 bamboo rods. Obviously, there's no reel or anything. One more frustration, right? Why can't I just buy a fishing pole and go fishing? Apparently, they are not going to get any more restocks of fishing stuff at Walmart here. So, no fishing. Well, we're fishing using this bamboo rod. It's actually insane. There's this river right outside, and there are fish flopping all up and down, back and forth. You can see them in the river. Like there was a deer right outside this morning, and the fish are flopping all in the water. We can throw our little line out like, I don't know, 10 feet or something. And you put a worm on it, and apparently they don't like what we're throwing out there. So that's unfortunate. You like my push-fold app? Good. Be careful with the push-fold app when you're dealing with ICM spots, though. Lack of fishing supply is everywhere? Okay, sure. I mean, I don't know. I'm usually not looking for fishing supply, but that's that. You have pretty decent 2-month profit. Good. Good. Yeah, buy something on Amazon. That's probably the play. Should have just done that initially. My wife did not want to order stuff on Amazon for some reason because she thinks we're more secluded than we are. And we're just not. All right. You have a river at home, LOL. Yes, there's a river right outside. It is apparently contaminated, not good to swim in. So that's nice. One more annoyance, right? We rented this place because it was right on the river. We thought we'd be able to go into the river and go swim in the river. But the river is apparently dirty-ish, and the internet claims it's not safe to swim in. That said, we see people swimming up the way a bit, but it's like one more annoyance, right? We paid extra money to get a place that had a river, and we cannot really swim in the river. Also, there's a walkway going down to the river. I guess imagine steps, but it's like decrepit. There's this, like they're just falling apart. Whatever. I'm complaining about nonsense. Again, it's like a bunch of nonsense, right? You can make the line bounce to catch the fish's attention. All right, sure. we have satellite internet? No, this is just regular internet as far as I know. Were you guys hesitant at staying at another place? No, we're not hesitant about staying anywhere. What activities do we have planned? We have literally nothing planned right now. We just have to make it through the day. Don't go in. It's not worth it. Well, we're definitely not going in. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Do not worry about that. What were we talking about? Relaxing? Figure out what you want and cultivate a situation that results in you having the things that you need, right? So say you want to sit down and read a book. It's all you really want to do in your life, sit down and read a book. Well, if you have kids running around screaming and you have a webinar you have to do in an hour and you have all these things that are constantly stealing your attention, that might be a problem. So maybe you need to get rid of some of those things. You know, don't necessarily get rid of your children, but maybe you need to do that kind of thing. How'd the Sunday session go yesterday? Poorly. Made one final table in a $50 tournament. I think I took like 12th place in a $600 tournament. Busted 1,000 twice. Played a random 2,500 because I had to have seats in those. I need to get rid of those before ACR goes down. Lost those. I think we're down like 6K on the day, something like that. Sounds like movie material indeed. Have I ever played OFC, Open Face Chinese Poker? Why type OFC and then also in parentheses Open Face Chinese Poker? Why not just type Open Face Chinese Poker? Have I ever actually played? I don't know if I ever actually have played for any hand for any substantial amount of money. Don't think so. All those games are very easily solved, and you don't want to play games that are easily solved. I crushed people back in the day. Regular Chinese poker, that was a really easy game. And, well, the way it works is each hand wins a particular percentage of the time on each of the 3 spots, and you just set it up to where you, like, say you have 300% total, right? 100%, 100%, 100% for each hand maximum. Just set it up to be where, like, say you can get 172% one way or 162% the other way. 172% is basically always going to make more money. Unless your opponent's very, very bad and they do something that you can exploit, but I never worried about that. I just basically played the GTO strategy. And crushed them. I was randomly playing, and David Williams would keep killing my action for some reason. He kept calling me the wizard, because I would always be posting on internet forums about how to, what's the optimal strategy for these games. But Open Face is a similar thing. I think those games are very, very, very degenerate-y and very, very hustler-y. And I think you're going to find that a lot of the biggest winners in these games are the people who are creating the games, and they are the people who are consistently hustling people who are just way worse than them. Nothing wrong with that, but that's not really what I want to be doing. Like, I remember in the Chinese poker day, we would be just like, we'd play 3-day sessions of Chinese poker. We went to LAPC one year and just like skipped half the tournaments because we were just playing Chinese poker for the entire time. And I knew I had a substantial edge, and it feels kind of dirty just sitting there knowing we're going to sit here and keep doubling the stakes because this guy's going to try to get even. This guy's drawing stone dead or near enough. And you know the person, you're friendly with the person, you know you're just about to wreck them because it's a super degenerate game. And that's not really how I enjoy the game. Or that's not how I enjoy games in general. Is it possible to get to the final table without luck? Depends on how many people there are in the tournament, obviously. And what does without luck mean? If you get 7-2 offsuit every hand, you think you're going to make the final table? Probably not. I guess that is without luck, right? So I guess you must have some luck, because if you get 7-2 offsuit every hand, you're probably not going to win the tournament. Or make the final table. Deep run in the million yesterday. Congrats. Let's see. Do you play Omaha or Stud? Stud, no, I don't like Stud at all. Omaha, sure. Can you make the final table without winning a flip? Depends. Yeah, again, like, what if you're playing a 12-person tournament? This is such a bad question. So many people ask questions that are not well thought out. If you're playing a 10,000-person poker tournament, you think you're going to make the final 9 without winning some hands? Like, obviously, you're going to have to win some hands. If you're playing a 12-person tournament, no, you can do it, right? Understand that it's not as easy. These questions are not good questions. And what does it even matter? What are you asking me? Who cares? Yeah, obviously you got to win some hands to win at poker. That should be very, very clear. If it's not clear to you that you have to win some hands to win at poker, then I don't really know what we're doing here. As you can tell, we're not very relaxed today. Please check my Instagram messages. Okay, let me do that. Let me do that right now in the middle of the show. Let me get out my phone and check the Instagram messages in the middle of the show. All right. Do we ever play against Ivy? Yes. I think it was against Ivy. Who was it? It was me. I think it was me, Dave Williams, Ivy, and what's that guy's name? What's that guy's name? Old School Live Pro. It was in this random $10,000 tournament at Binion's, and we were playing $400 a point, and I got scooped by everyone. So that was a lot of fun. We played, I think we played 3 hands. I broke even, lost infinite. I think I lost 20K in the break. So that was a lot of fun. Made me think the game maybe was rigged. I don't think it was. But in terms of could that game have been rigged, random dealer at Binion's, who I don't know, deals 3 hands. First hand we break even. Second hand we just get dumpster. And scoop-a-loop. Oh, good memories. Good memories. You're playing on PPP and you think 3 people were colluding against me. Yeah, probably. You should have listened to my advice. Well, I don't know why you wouldn't listen to my advice. Why are you yelling at your clients? There are no stupid questions. You should know that. Hate to break it to you. But questions anything related to luck. The idea of luck essentially implies that people are trying to see either how much variance is in the game, which could be a legitimate question, or they're trying to find something to blame for the fact that they don't want to study and they don't want to get good. And in reality, if you've been around me long at all, you know that volume cures variance. So luck is irrelevant. Get it out of your head. Luck is completely irrelevant. All you have to do is play a lot of games you can beat and play them a ton, and then you're going to win or you're going to lose based on your skill level compared to your opponents. We've discussed this all the time. Maybe the person who asked that is brand new to poker. I'm not sure. Which, hey, could be the case. Sorry if you found me today, if you're brand new to poker and you're going to ask me about random things like luck. But we've discussed this over and over and over again. If you put in volume in games you can beat, you will win. If you're good. Or you will lose if you are bad. So, there you go. People always want to blame something other than themselves for failing. Indeed. Ever played against Michael Acevedo? Yes. A few times. Also, we're not yelling. I don't know if you know what yelling is. We are nowhere near yelling. Have you done a tutorial about Los Angeles? Or about angles. Not angles. Angles. Is it really something to worry about? I'm not sure what you're asking me here, Scotty, exactly. You mean people angle shooting you? It's very easy to protect yourself. Just, always hold on to your cards, right? Don't muck your hand inappropriately. Make sure you know the proper bet amount. Make sure you know how many chips your opponents have. And that's basically it. Would definitely be a challenge to relax with no coffee or alcohol. Well, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. We're going to go hard. My directus is the reason you watch. Well, such is life. This could be vodka, actually. Is this vodka or water? I'm not sure. Maybe we do have the alcohol. All right. You have a webinar upcoming today. We have an Inner Circle webinar today. Variance, angles, games. I'm not sure what angles mean. Maybe I'm not understanding how you're using this word. Do you think that playing PLO while advancing a no-limit hold'em may be bad or good? You should probably stick to one game until you're really good at it. Yeah, Jamie gives some reasonable advice, right? If someone is known to be an angle shooter, or even if they're not, understand that you can just ignore the things your opponents are doing, right? All right. Are PKO tournaments significantly different than regular tournaments? Yeah. The math will be different, right? Fortunately for you, at pokercoaching.com, we have a progressive knockout tournament bounty calculator. Go there, you can get it for free. Well, I don't know if it's free. It's in the tool section. If you're a Poker Coaching member, I know you can get it. And there you can get that, follow the directions, and It'll tell you how many chips to add to the pot based on the size of the bounty your opponent has on them. And that's most of the differences in the game. Obviously, in progressive knockout tournaments, you really want to have more chips than your opponent so you can collect the bounties. Sometimes that makes you make tightly loose calls, tight calls, right? So there are some adjustments. It's really easy nowadays to blame everything else. Variants, angles. I mean, again, people I don't know what angles means. Look, the way I understand the word angle shooting, it means I'm going to do something that is within the rules of the game that is also referred to being slightly shady. For example, on the river, maybe you bet, they call on the river and you say flush. Then your opponent folds. And then you turn over the 9 high. Is that not allowed? In many places, that's not allowed. Cards must be shown. You can say whatever you want. Okay, fine. It's allowed to announce the wrong hand. So if you do that and your opponent folds their hand, that is obviously an angle. And that is very much borderline cheating, if it's not cheating. So there's things like that. You could do things like very subtle angles. Lots of players do this. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. When you're playing live poker, say your opponent checks, and you go and reach towards your chips. Some people will start to fold as soon as you start reaching towards your chips. Is that an angle? That's a subtle angle. I don't think there's anything wrong with that personally. But, some people think that's well out of line. Just reaching for your chips is out of line if you're not going to bet them. I don't think so, but some people do. I do think it's out of line to announce, I have a flush, when you have nothing. But what you think doesn't really matter, right? Understand, your ethics, your morals do not matter at all when you're playing a game with a clearly defined set of rules. So, it's very important to understand the set of rules that you are playing within, whatever that means. And also, look for spots where the rules can be bent/broken, and know that some people, usually people who are very bad at poker, have to rely on these things in order to have any chance of winning. Because otherwise, they're just going to be horrible losers, right? Understand that people who are using angles very often are not good at poker. I think a lot of people think, oh, they're so good, they trick their opponent. No, they're fish because they can't just play good, sound poker and win money. So, anyway, that's what angles are. And how do you protect yourself against angles? Just don't fall for them, right? Understand what can happen. When someone says flush, just sit there and make them show you their flush, right? Whenever someone bets an amount, is this an angle or is this just good poker? Say on the first hand of the tournament, you want to raise to 525. Instead, you put in 25,025 because you thought the 25,000 chip was a 500 chip. Well, that's at least what you're trying to display. Is that out of line? Obviously, you're allowed to bet any amount you want in No Limit Texas Hold'em, right? Nothing out of line at all betting 25,025. Nothing wrong with that. Is there anything wrong doing it with the intention to trick your opponents? Probably not. But that is something a lot of other people will consider to be an angle. And protect yourself against it, right? Realize that when that person puts in 25,025, even if they act physically shocked, oh my God, I just put in 25,025. This is terrible. What do I do? Realize they could be lying to you. It's okay. It is well within the rules. You're allowed to bet 25,025 and then act surprised. That is not out of line. And most things are not out of line. What about slow rolling your opponent on the river? Say on the river, you bet, they call, you say, nice hand, and wrap the table. And then they turn over the ace-king for ace-high call. You sit there, you think for about a minute, and then you turn over a flush, and you win the pot. Is that out of line? It's within the rules. You got to see your opponent's hand. That's worth something. That said, I would definitely not recommend you do any of these angles because it'll make people not like you. And when people don't like you, all the doors in your life are going to close. So many people think, all right, well, I can make this guy mad and maybe he'll tilt off his stack and then that's going to win me an extra $18. But at the end of the day, it will make people not like you. And I think you generally do want people to like you. All right. First level, an older guy accidentally threw in his bounty chip. Accidentally, instead of the big blind. Dealer asked the table for a decision. Clearly it was a mistake. Clearly. You don't know that. That's the thing, Jonathan. You have to understand. Just because something is clear does not mean it is actually what is happening. For example, say I put in that 25,025 and I say raise on the first hand. I put in 25,025 and then I act all confused. It's clear I screwed up. Right? Or is it? Maybe I have the aces. And we're trying to get someone to put their money in. You don't know. You just don't know. For angles, it's often something that will be something you could hypothetically accidentally do. At least something that no one else can prove intentionally. Well, that's not necessarily true. Like on the river, say you say flush, and then your opponent mucks their hand, and then you turn your hand out. That's not an accident. You know what you did. Don't know how we got on angles today. It's all nonsense, really. Angles are nonsense. Don't fall for them. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Apparently a Tony G quote. Of course I lied. It's Poker Phil. Yeah. Do you think it's difficult to transition from 6-max online to live cash games? No. Should be very easy. What's the first thing you should implement? Learn that your opponent's going to be way worse. You could think you have a flush. Yeah, then when you table 9 high and laugh at your opponent because they're a fish, could you still have thought that? Because that's what the anglers will do to you. Am I in prison? It looks kind of like it, doesn't it? No, we're in the woods right now. What is the inner circle? Every 2 weeks, we have a call-in session with some of my students. Don't know if it's open anymore. Something we started a long time ago. Someone mentioned, are we going to be in business 3 years from now? Well, we sold 3 years of Inner Circle about 2 years ago, so we have another year left on my sentence. And today's the day. These are the days I record some of the poker coaching classes, and these are also the days where I talk to some of my students, answer their questions. I don't know if we're still offering it to anyone. Send us an email, support@pokercoaching.com if you're interested in it. Maybe we can figure something out until the sentence is over. You signed up to my Twitch channel, so now you can see all of your replays, correct? I don't know, man. Go to pokercoaching.com, go there, and we have lots and lots of good content. I don't know what's going on with Twitch replays. Sorry. I think so, though. All right. Is there a good strategy for playing blind versus blind? Sure. What pros are really broke? Are you a pro if you're broke? It's a good question. Let's see. Yeah, relaxation. So in terms of relaxation, if you actually want to relax, I think you want to get rid of all the things that are just little frustrations, little annoyances, right? Whatever that means. And you want to clear off your mind space. Ideally, you don't want to have anything you have to do. You want to be able to do things that you want to do, right? And it's very easy to not know what you actually want to do. Like, for example, I'm not sure I know what I want to do. I know what I am doing. I know that what I'm doing is good and productive and beneficial to the community around me, the poker community, right? All the work I do is good for all of you. But is that actually good for Jonathan Little? I mean, it's been fine. Don't get me wrong. But, like, what do I actually want to be doing with life? I'm not sure. Maybe that's why you come to the woods, to figure it out. Or maybe you need to spend a little bit of time, stop having stuff to do, and do it. You know, interestingly enough, a lot of the best ideas, it seems, comes from when you have nothing else going on. And, gosh, for the last 15 years, I've always had a whole lot going on. What are my plans to do with my free time in the forest? So far, we've had no free time. I don't know. I don't have any plans. A pro can go broke because of bad choices. Sure. Who's made bad choices? I don't know. Our poker tournament's relaxing. Way more so than being woken up at 5 a.m. by a child. Is the Father's Day sale still going on? I don't know. Go to pokercoaching.com/Father's Day. Being a pro is more than strategy. All life is strategy, don't you think? Being a pro is about soft skills and professionalism. Isn't that strategy? everything you do, in theory, is either thought about and determined as you do it, or is predetermined either by the work you've done ahead of time or by the way you were raised, maybe by your genes. I'm not sure. But you have to realize, obviously there's more to poker than just playing cards. That should be clear, right? Just because you're good at cards doesn't mean you're a pro. I presume that was obvious, but maybe it's not. Watching the 30-day challenge, very educational. I'm glad you enjoyed the 30-day challenge. Check it out, pokercoaching.com. What's the cheapest way to fund poker sites in Europe? To minimize exchange fees. Have somebody send you the money. Find an American, or not an American, find someone who has money on these sites, and then send them the money through PayPal or Bitcoin or something, and then have them send it to your account. How do you win at poker tournaments? Go to pokercoaching.com and study a lot, and you'll be very good. Person-to-person transfers are basically always the cheapest ways to fund accounts, though. What are my thoughts on the Mike Postle case being dismissed? Well, it's not over yet. But I mean, sure, right? I mean, that's if that's the law, that's the law. If you're allowed to cheat in California, you're allowed to cheat in California. How can you increase awareness during your sessions about being relaxed? I'm not sure if you want to be relaxed in your session. I think you probably want to be kind of focused, kind of zoned in your session. Like, what does relaxing even feel like? I don't think relaxing is necessarily being in a hard flow state. I think relaxing is not having anything to do and doing exactly whatever you feel like doing. Whereas when you're playing poker, you don't do exactly what you feel like doing. You're going to sit here and play the best poker you possibly can. Yeah, I got a new green screen. Can you tell? Do you like it? It's a good one. Was Postle actually cheating, or was it just an assumption? Well, everything in the world's an assumption, correct? There's an assumption that this is a green screen back here. There's an assumption that I even exist. Maybe I don't exist. Maybe I'm actually a robot. Just an assumption. Could be right, could be wrong. All right. I have to go. I have to get ready for another webinar. What percentage of poker players make their own bed? Oh, I make my own bed. Am I weird? Why would you not make your own bed? You have somebody else who makes your bed? All right, I have to go. Have a good day. Enjoy yourselves. I have another robot broadcast I have to program in real quick. That's going to take me a little bit of time. I'm probably, almost certainly, not going to be here until July 12th or 13th. However, we will run reruns. We have lots of good little coffee episodes in the past. I know it's not optimal, but this morning was incredibly rough. I definitely would rather be spending time hanging out with my children right now, given we are at the green screen trip. And I'm frustrated. I need to get relaxed. Go get some Corona. I could use a Corona right now. Instead, we're just having the giant bottle of water. Enjoy yourselves. Have fun. I will see all of you whenever I see you. Have a great day. Also, check out pokercoaching.com/Father's Day. If the sale is not available, send us an email if you want to get it. Support at pokercoaching.com. Tell them I told you could get it today on a little coffee, and I'll make sure they give it to you in case you were unaware of it. Enjoy yourselves. Have fun. Thanks to all of you. We're still going to be doing all of our regular poker coaching content, so if you're a poker coaching member, don't worry. You have infinite content coming to you. Have a great day.